Boost your credit score so you can buy a house. Welcome back to another episode of Gulf Coast Investing, where we talk about all things investing right here on the Gulf Coast. My name is Casey, and I would love if you would like this video and consider subscribing to my channel for more great content just like this. So today I had some people ask and were interested in, one wanted to buy their first house, one wanted to buy an investment property, but they had two problems. Number one was the down payment, and number two was the credit score. So we talked about different options with the down payment. I may make a whole video on the different types of loans that you can get, where you can put anywhere from 0 to 3 to 3.5% down. You don't have to, like a lot of people think, have 20% of a down payment just sitting in your bank account ready to go, because these days a lot of people don't have that much cash just laying around. But there are cool different ways with gifts and with lower down payments and different types of loans that you can have a lower down payment so that you can invest in your first property or buy your first property to live in or rent out and invest. This video, we're talking about the number two issue, and that is the credit score. So I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about, one of the points was talking about debt and the amount of debt that young people have. And that debt definitely can hurt your ability to get a loan. To get a loan on a house, again, whether you're buying it personally or buying it as an investment property, how much debt you have in your credit score, it does impact how much you're going to pay for the house, your interest rates. It has a lot of impacts that people don't know because we don't learn these things in school. A lot of time we don't know, okay, hey, I'm approved for $20,000 of a credit card. That's great. But people don't know, yes, and you go use 10, 15, 20,000 and you max out those credit cards. Not only are you paying 20 to 30% a month in interest, and it may take you years to pay off, but you're killing your credit, you're killing your credit score, and that is going to impact what you can buy for the future. I watch a guy on YouTube, Ben Mallah, and he literally says that you're worth to a bank, not in life, but to a bank, your worth is your credit score. So if you have a 400 credit score, you're just not going to be able to buy anything. If you have an 800 credit score, then you have a lot better chance. You're normally going to get better rates, better discounts, and things like that, because you prove to the bank and to the people loaning you money that you know how to manage debt and that you can pay off your debt and you can pay your debt in a timely manner and that you don't have a ton of debt. So just keep that in mind. So the first recommendation I would have to boost your credit score and get a higher credit score is pay off your least amount of debt first. So I know Dave Ramsey has a lot of classes and teaches a lot about this, but say you owe, you have 7 different credit cards, and you all owe different things, different amounts. Each one you have to pay different per month. Some you may owe $500, some you may owe $20,000 of. It seems very daunting when you look at how much money you owe, how many creditors you owe. It can get very overwhelming. The recommendation is you take your lowest amount first. So again, say you have 5 credit cards and one you only owe $300 and you would have that paid off. The next one you owe $1,000, the next one $5,000, the next one $7,000, the next one $10,000. Start with the cheapest one and just knock them out in order. $300, go pick up a side gig, go pick up a night gig, make a couple $100 extra a week. Boom, pay off credit card number 1. Now you're down to 4. Now they're going to get bigger as you go, but it's less headache and less stress that you have to deal with because it's less and less creditors that you owe. So pay that one off. Now you owe $1,000. So that may have only taken a couple weeks to pay your first credit card off. The next one, it may take a couple months to pay it off. Working side gig, getting a bigger increase. If you work in a commission job, really hitting the payment, getting some more sales, it may take, like I said, a couple months. The next ones may take a year to pay off. But as long as you're, chipping away every day, every week, every month, you're chipping away at that credit card debt, not adding any new debt, that is going to be the best way to start paying those off, which is also going to be the best way to start raising your credit score. But the important thing is make sure that you don't go getting even more debt and go open up more credit cards, because if you go to 5 to 4, you pay one off, but then you open up another one, well, now you're right back to 5. We are right back where we started. And that really is the debt credit card snowball most Americans just never get out of. So the second piece of advice I have is to not get a car loan. So car loans, and especially a car lease, can be some of the biggest waste of money that you can have. Again, the second you drive that car off the lot, its value goes down tremendously. So, by the time, you have a 5-year loan to pay off this car, by year 3, you're gonna owe more on that car than it's even worth. And that is just a horrible thing to think of. Plus you getting a wreck or something like that happens, you literally may have, double the amount owing than your car is even worth. So if you can, again, obviously people get in situations and they need a mode of transportation quickly. More times than not, it's because they're trying to impress people. They're trying to look good, drive the nicest, fastest cars and things like that. They get in all this debt, paying $8, $9, $1,000 a month just for a car payment. When if you're going to pay $1,000 a month, why don't I just set that money aside for a couple years, save up $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, go buy it with cash. Now you instantly don't have a car loan. Again, loans are one of those things we've talked about in other videos. You have a loan. If you get a loan, you're going to end up paying way more than it's actually worth. You buy a $20,000 car with cash, you pay $20,000. You buy a $20,000 car via a loan, 5 years from now, you just paid $30,000 for that car. And it's not worth any more or any less because of how you buy it. The car's value at, when you bought it for $20,000, at the end of the 5 years, it may be only worth $15,000 or $12,000. But you just paid $30,000 for a car that's worth $15,000. So if you can, I would advise not getting a car loan, holding on to that money, try to save up that money and just pay it with cash. The last and final tip that I have for boosting your credit score, getting your credit score as good as possible so that you can buy a property is to have the least amount of credit cards possible. This one's kind of a no-brainer, but a lot of times how credit scores work is it's looking at how many credit lines of credit you have open, the percent to debt that you have on those credit cards. So again, if you have a credit card for $10,000 and you only owe $1,000 on it, that's going to look better and boost your score. But if you owe $5,000 of it or you have that credit card maxed out, it's not going to look good. It's going to hurt your credit score. And if you have 10 of those opened up, then that's where it's really hurting you because that debt snowball just makes you unattractive from a credit score and from a lending point of view. So try to have as few amount of credit cards that have balances on them as possible. Try to open up the least amounts you can. Goes into a video that I talked about in the past where you want to try to spend each month less than you make. If you're spending less than you make, that means you're in the positive and you're not going into debt each month. So many people, they owe so much money through student loans and car loans and credit cards, and they may have 10 different lines of credits all opened up. They go to buy a house and they're like, I'm sorry, we're going to have to put you on a 2-year plan to pay some stuff off. We're going to have to boost your score up before you're able, and eligible to buy this house. So hope that helped you out. If you have any other ideas, drop them in the comments. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.